So I just got finished painting all of my cabinets, and it's been about 12 hours since I painted the second coat. I even did a third coat on some sections, and I'm just about to put the hardware back on. My hardware has held up amazingly since spray painting some like stainless steel looking hardware. It was really silver and turning it into the antique gold. My only advice for you if you're going to do that is to make sure that you use a white primer on your handles before you use the spray paint, and then clear coat your spray paint. I know it seems like a little bit of like a costly thing to get like maybe 3 different $10 containers to be able to change out your hardware, but it was so much cheaper for me to do that than it was for me in the original, putting the kitchen together to actually buy hardware that was gold. And at the time, because of all the lockdowns and everything, I couldn't find anything that was gold that was going to be the right size. And so I always look at the thrift stores or at like your restore stores to be able to find hardware for really inexpensive. And I never care what color it is, because I always know that I can change it out later. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting all of the hardware back on, but I want to show you the cabinet's all done, and then I'm gonna put all the hardware on, and then I'm gonna show you it all done again. So here's my pantry cabinet with the gold and the green, and I'm just about to put the hardware on the drawers there. I have all of my hardware on. Now I need to clean up my mess, put on my outlet covers, and then sweep up and wash the floor there because I made quite a bit of crumbs putting everything on. And the island doors and my tall pantry here. And this I use for like dishes and stuff. I don't use this for food pantry. My food pantry is in the walk-in spot where you go through to that room there where we have the laundry walk-in. And in this room here that's off of the kitchen, we have my room where I did my sunflower wall with my amazing little honeybee that I just love, that I painted and put on a little piece of wood and tacked up there that you can move around. So sometimes I move it to different sunflowers just because I can. And the cabinetry that's in this room was white, and I've taken a bunch of things down here because I think I'm going to do the green just like I did in the kitchen room, because look at the colors. So in this room, I still need to finish my pantry cabinets on the right-hand side. I have storage cabinets, laundry, cabinetry, and our fridge and everything on this side. And so what I think I'm gonna do is, in addition to finishing obviously our ceiling and our pantry cabinets, I have noticed that this green that I'm using in the kitchen for the cabinets there would look absolutely amazing if I just carried it through. And since it's the same cabinetry, I think it only makes sense that this eventually turns into the same green. I'm not gonna do it this week because we have company coming this week, but I think that that will ultimately look absolutely amazing. It's not the same green that I used on the petals for the sunflowers, but it's the lighter green that I used for the bathroom and everything, and I think it looks absolutely adorable, and I think it will add so much character to my homestead pantry. Also have sort of an issue in my head with the tile that's in the back here, and you know that I painted the patterns on it before, but the grout lines, no matter what you do, because these are super old tiles from like original people, they're not perfect. I don't want to regrout it, so I'm thinking of just using the marine paint and painting the tiles from the whole background here, and then they'll just be perfectly fresh white. The grout will be white. I'll be able to keep it much cleaner than I really can, because right now I can clean it and clean it and clean it, and it doesn't really go perfect. The grout is kind of a little bit yellowy sometimes, or always. So I really think that it would look cute. And then the marine paint will just wipe off that much easier. So I think I might do that as well. We will be able to reroute all of this plumbing here once we get done, because now we're done in the bathroom. We just have one pipe to put through, and then we'll be able to take this down. But I think this is going to be a fall job, or like an end of summer job, because we're going to be working on the barn. I'll end up being indoors later in the summer when the weather changes to build my cabinet doors and do the ceiling in this room. But I have a really amazing idea for the ceiling. I just need some time and a little extra budget to do the dream ceiling rather than just making it okay for now. And also, while I was working in this space today, I kind of completely forgot that there's something else I need to paint in this room that I kind of forgot was like part of the whole kitchen. And that is my cabinet that is to the dining room side, the eat-in side of the kitchen here, where we have our eat-in table. And there's a cabinet there that I built as part of the kitchen, and I left it white and totally forgot that it was part of the cabinets in this room. So it's now currently white. So I think because our company is arriving in about 12 hours, I'll probably just leave that white, and then this week sometime come back and make sure that I make that green as well. Okay, YouTube family, my kitchen cabinets are complete. I love the way the green turned out. I think it looks so good with the island and the wood beams. And then, you know, this whole back wall is tile, so I think it really looks so beautiful with the tile color. And I'm glad that I did the green cabinets instead of leaving the cabinets white and doing the green walls. I think it looks so good. I'm gonna show you a whole bunch of clips. I think it looks adorable with my little shelf. It gives it so much personality. Hudson and Lennon are really enjoying their new pasture spot. They keep going back and forth from the front to the back. They have the most beautiful spot. So it's pretty windy today, so I'm wearing my face covering so I don't get all wind burned, because you know I get so burned. The wind here is just absolutely wild sometimes, and even just a light breeze gives me a really sore face. But I want to show you, we're leaving the front lawn, and it's kind of exciting why we're leaving our front lawn, but a few things have popped up that I'm really excited about this year that most people wouldn't be very excited about. We have our first dandelions of the season, and we're going to leave this grass and let all the dandelions come in. Just a few more days, I think less than a week, we're gonna get our call that we get to go pick up our honeybees, and they're gonna want these dandelions. We also have our first little buds and blossoms starting. This is so exciting. Apple trees. And thank you for all the help, for everyone who helped me to know which type of apple tree was which. Two family members suggested a really cute idea that I'm going to do sometime this week when I get a chance. But she said to draw a beautiful little sketch of our orchard and then be able to like write on my sketch somewhere which apple trees and pear trees are which, so that I will have it forever and then hang it in the house somewhere. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I think that's such a cute idea. I might even do like a little watercolor or something and then be able to mark so I never forget which trees are which, because these are gonna be here forever. We have buds on all the apple trees. And then this one here is a pear tree. You can see we're getting lots of budding on this one this year. Last year we didn't get that much budding, so that's good to see some progress. And then this tree that we planted is doing pretty good, but doesn't get as much sunlight here. And actually we kind of made a bit of an oopsie because we planted it just over our property line. We have built our fence now right where our survey says, so we should ideally move this one this year before it starts getting too big, but it is starting, so maybe we'll have to research when the best time to relocate that one is. And then we got to get it like inside the fence, which is fine because honestly it needs some more sun anyways. It's budding on, I believe this is a butterfly bush. And the pigs are having a lot of fun today. They're rooting between all the logs, probably trying to find some grubs and stuff. Hi, Frida, Erickson, and Ragna. You all have dirty noses. I love that I can see them from this side of the yard, and eventually their fence is going to go around where we put those other posts. But it's so fun to see them so close to the house here. And I'm hoping if the weather cooperates this week, we'll be able to get the rest of that fencing tacked on, and then they can have a little more room. We have some exciting action going on in the greenhouse. My raspberries are really doing amazing. My roots are down there. We've been watering them. I absolutely need to get these in the ground in the next couple of days, but we've still been getting tons of frost at night, which I know is totally fine for the raspberries, but we've had terrible weather the past like 4 days or so, and I've been itching to get these in the ground and haven't been able to do that because the ground just hasn't cooperated. And then look at, I'm starting to get some tomatoes and pepper plants. They did take quite a long time. Some of them haven't come up yet, but we're just starting to get some of the heat that they're gonna need now in the day for the greenhouse. And so I know these are gonna be quite some time still to really like establish, but just to see some little green tips coming through is very exciting. I managed to find a couple of these gooseberry pots in the yard that I thought were dead, and they seem to be enjoying the greenhouse. I saw one tiny bud, so I threw it in the greenhouse here, and now look at, I have this growing. So I think we have a male and a female of some kind. Gooseberry, I can't honestly remember what these are, and these are kind of faded out, but I'm gonna look it up, and then I know I did write it down somewhere what I actually got. And then my sunflowers are doing really good. And again, they're just starting to really get some of the heat here in the greenhouse. So now that I know that our days are getting that much warmer, we really can't plant in the ground here, I would say till mid-June. And that's plenty fine because I'm waiting for our tiller to arrive so we can actually do our garden plot, because we are going to be tilling a massive section this year. And then we might actually try to see if we can squeeze in some time to make some log raised garden beds, because I think it's just going to be so costly to do the wood ones, and we won't get to it this year with doing the barn build. And so I think if we just utilize some of the logs that we're clearing the land from, we could probably make some pretty good raised beds just using that for now, and then also tilling a whole bunch of land. But my goal this week is to get the rest of my seed boxes built, because again, weather's been crummy to be outside every day, you know, building things. And so I want to get the seed boxes done so I can get the rest of my seeds planted, raspberries in the ground. And then I think I can start getting some of these sunflowers out in maybe about 2 more weeks. And I'm going to start a ton more of our seeds now that we're getting enough warmth here in the greenhouse.